And we are back for round 2 on the die roll once again. And that hand is not so great. If it had an entomb, I would keep it, but if it had an entomb or a blue, I would keep it, but here it's not awful, but it's pretty clunky. I'm not sure if I can keep that. This hand is basically not doing anything. Like, there's no spell I can cast. Unless my opponent somehow discard a fatty turn 1. I think I will mulligan. It's just like, this hand just does not do anything. Alright, I think that's risky but slightly better. If I can get a black, it's pretty good. Manowar Liliana seems like a good interaction. And I do have a cheap creature to sacrifice for the nightmare, so... and I have a scry too. I will definitely put that on the bottom. And hopefully I can get a black-red land be awesome. But I have 5. I think I have 2. Yeah, I have 2 black-red lands and 2 fetches. So actually, yeah, 3 black-red lands and 2 fetches. So that would be awesome draws. All right, so we are playing against the the white Winnie deck. And I draw one of my more costly spell, which is probably the worst thing that could have happened. Yeah, I'm definitely glad that I did not keep the last hand. I would have gotten destroyed. Here, at least, if I draw my lands, I'll be able to do things and kind of answer what my opponent is doing. But if they play another creature there and I miss another land drop, and I miss my next land drop, it's gonna be very, very bad for me. Alright, well, I can cast the Manowar, I guess, which is nice. And should bounce Anfenza. Because if I bounce Kithion, it comes back and get boosted, which is not the best. If they play a third land, I cannot block, unfortunately, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that. And best case scenario, we get a black-red land next turn. This game is not looking so great though. I'm not doing match. Yeah. Why? That's a misplay. That's definitely a misplay. My opponent should have attacked first. I would not have blocked if it could give indestructible. I just don't like the way my opponent played this at all. I guess I'll play the Nightmare. I have nothing to do with it yet, but I have nothing else to do, unfortunately, since I did not draw another black or red. Alright, if my opponent plays some sort of fat 6-drop, things are not gonna go well for me. The deck seems weird, like a mixture of Winnie White card and Ram card is probably not something you wanna do. So I'm pretty unsure what my opponent is trying to do here. I guess we'll see. Alright, sure. A leaving desk could save me, but I need to draw things, otherwise I will just die, so... Alright, an island is pretty bad. Ugh. And I think I have 10 black, 7 blue, so it's quite clunky to draw that many blue and so few black. But again, there's not much I can do about that. At least I'm not under too much pressure currently. The thing is, my opponent can attack with a bunch of things, make this indestructible, then flip it. And things will start to go pretty bad quite quickly after that. Fiend Hunter. That seems like a bad play. Like if I have a counterspell or a removal, it's incredibly bad for my opponent. I just don't like that play at all. It doesn't make much sense to me. Like using that on the mana, that seems just like a terrible play. Just attacking and giving indestructible seems like a much better option to me. I really do not agree with the way my opponent is playing, especially when he or she is playing into a wrath effect potentially, and he or she does not care about anything. I guess it's gonna work because I'm having trouble with my land drop, but that's some really risky and unnecessary plays that should not have been done, I think. But whatever, I think I will lose, and I don't think there's much I can top deck that can put me back in the game. Nope, alright. Well, that's unfortunate. Like, Winnie White Ramp seems like an awful archetype. My opponent did not play very well, I think, and I got tossed on my neck. But it is what it is. I think I like cheap removal in this matchup. Necrotal seems awesome. Other than that, I probably want to cut Rakdos Return against a ramp Winnie White deck that's gonna dump all their things early on. And I think that's gonna be it. They've played a lot of creatures, so maybe Archmage is not that great in this matchup. Yeah, I think in this matchup, Expulsion might be slightly better. It feels a bit weird because Archmage is awesome, but my opponent only played creatures so far. And Brutal Expulsion is amazing at giving you tempo back against cheap creature decks. So yep, that's gonna be my choices, and hopefully things will go a bit better this time. Alright, let's play first. That's another mulligan, unfortunately. Oh, never mind, I do have the black. It's not awesome. I'm gonna keep it, but it does not look too great. I like the fact that any reanimation spell I can draw will be good because of Entomb and Troller, but I'd feel much better if I had red in this hand. Alright, for a second I thought this was 2 island and it would have been a mulligan, but with a swamp I think I can afford to keep that. It's not great, but it's a keep. As the opponent mull to 6 and might mull to 5 maybe. Yeah, if I draw a bit more lands I should be in a decent spot. So they mull to 5, keep their hand, and put a card on top. Alright, sure. And if I somehow top deck reanimate next turn, that should be pretty sick. Alright, turn 1 Kithion again. Slightly annoying. Bloodstain and Mire was a very good top deck though. Very, very nice, because I can cast It's a Charm now, which is great. It's also great because it's one more card into the graveyard for Murderous Cut. That was just the best top deck I could make at this point, I think. And if my opponent attack, I will just block. I don't mind making the trade. An Offensa. Alright. An Offensa. Sure. Ooh, and a force land for the Foff. Great. I think I will just kill an Offensa right away. And I don't think that I want to trade. Actually, they can give indestructible next turn, so I will attack. Yeah. And I can cast Murderous Cut pretty soon. I don't want to cast it removing the Primus, so I will not cast it this turn, but I can cast it in a few turns, which should be fairly decent. Alright, and my opponent did not do anything. Ashen Rider. Alright, well I can discard that, so it's completely fine. And hopefully I'll hit one of my reanimation spell. I mean, even if my opponent splits the reanimation spell and everything else, I will still take the reanimation spell. Yeah, pretty much. Alright. Things are going much better than last game this time, which I can definitely appreciate. Alright, let's fourth. And we got... Can I just... What is the last card? Alright. There's no reanimation spell, but that's still pretty good. Brutal Expulsion should be pretty good. Manowar seems good. I could just beat down my opponent with Creature. Since they multi 5 and I have a bunch of removal, that could just be my game plan. Ooh, that seems like a wrong split to me. Because Brutal Expulsion and Manowar are definitely the two best cards of the fourth, so I would not put them in the same pile, especially when it's the 3-card pile. I don't care about the study. If I want to discard, I do have the Prowler. That seems like a very, very weird and wrong choice from my opponent. But I don't mind that. Ooh, Necrotal. Well, I cannot use that right now because they would just give Kithian indestructible, but I will most likely Manowar it away and pass the turn and just beat down with creatures, which is not really what with cheap creatures, which is not really what my deck is supposed to do, but it's probably what will happen this game. What a weird split from my opponent though. Very, very weird. Alright, I just conceded. Yeah, mulliganing to 5 is never a good news. And my draw was pretty solid, so there is that. I'm just thinking that my opponent might not be able to beat that. My opponent only showed ground creatures, and white-green is not really very well known for its removal. So that could be a very good option, actually. I think I will play that over the Ashen Rider, because I think the Primus is slightly better than the Rider, and I don't want to play 3 reanimation targets. But I think in this specific matchup, the Leviathan could be very, very good, and also save me, acting as a moat. Other than that, I don't think I want to change anything more. Yup, I'll go with that. And I think I should have put the Stormtide Leviathan in the deck already last game. Yeah, that card just seems better than the Ashen Rider in this particular matchup. Well, I guess that's gonna be a mulligan, unfortunately. Alright, I can keep that. It's not great, but it's not bad either. And I definitely want my blue to be able to cast Manowar. Slightly slow and clunky, so hopefully my opponent will not make the turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 draw, but I do have a bit of things going on. I do have the study to dig for fuel. And my opponent did nothing during the first 2 turns, which is great for me. Alright, let's see. So they are missing green. So there is a shaman, an elder, and an elf that I will not pick. And then there's a Fiend Hunter, a Linvala, and a Paladin. I think I will just take the Paladin so they don't have anything to play next turn. If they draw a white, because playing Fiend Hunter off nothing seems pretty bad. I guess Fiend Hunter could be an option to my creatures. Maybe I should just, but I don't really want to put a Fiend Hunter into the graveyard where if I leaving this, it would kill one of my creature. Yeah, I think it's the paladin. And I think I will careful study now. I got leaving this, but I don't really want to cast it. I think I will discard that. And my game plan will be to play some sort of more control-y game. And hopefully I can draw a 4th and 5th land. It's quite, I mean, the choice I just made is fairly risky, but I think it's the best option. As my opponent just top deck a green, so I guess I will play the Shaman. Which is good for them, but I can Manowar it, so it should not be the end of the world either. And hopefully I can draw a 4th land. Maybe I should have kept my black. Hopefully it will not end up being too bad for me. Yeah. It feels like I should have kept my black. And maybe even leaving death. I'm more and more unsure about my choice with careful study. It might have been pretty bad, honestly. Diabolic Servitude is not doing anything. I guess I can reanimate the Silverblade Paladin, though. Yeah, why not? I mean, I have nothing else to do, and it gives me a bit of things to actually do, and it gives me board presence and some sort of... Yeah, I think it's actually pretty solid. It's not something I would anticipate doing, but I have two double strike here. Yeah. Pretty weird choice, but it might be right. The issue is if they actually that was bad. If they Fiend Hunter the Paladin and I kill the Fiend Hunter, it will go back onto their side. So that was actually fairly bad. That was a misplay. Jeez, that was bad. And I knew about the Fiend Hunter. Yeah. That was certainly not the right play to make. Especially when it only gives me 4 damage on my opponent. And means that if I kill the Fiend Hunter, they get back the Paladin. Yeah. All in all, that was pretty bad, I think. Yeah, I think between the choice I made with the study and the reanimate that was supposed to be good but ended up being pretty bad, I made some very severe misplay this draft. Yeah, that was straight up bad. Not sure what I was thinking. I guess they are playing Yamiava Elder there, I would assume. I'm not dead yet, I have not lost yet, but yeah, I've made some poor choices. Alright, I drew my blue, which is good. I think I will plus chase for now and pass the turn. Yeah, that seems fine. Just that was bad to reanimate that paladin and give it back to the opponent. That was, yeah, that was another level of stupidity from my side. Jeez. So I guess I might just play Linvala there. And maybe use the Elder ability. Maybe they drew something else. I don't really know. I guess we'll see. Hopefully next turn I can minus this, get a land, bounce a bunch of things so it doesn't die, get another activation, and be in decent shape. Yeah, I definitely think that I did not play this game very well, but we are still in the game somehow. Not sure what I was thinking, that was pretty bad. It just feels like everything I did so far was fairly bad regarding this game. Sacred Foundry. Alright, sure. And Linvala, which I don't care about at all. Sure. No problem whatsoever. Alright, let's minus Jace and try to eat things. I will definitely take the land whether... I mean... Alright, that's... If my opponent splits like that, I'm very, very, very happy. It feels like my opponent is doing the split I would have made. Which is very nice for me. I guess this blocks here. The Necrotal is gonna kill that and can block here. So my opponent could kill Jace but would lose a bunch of creatures if I play Necrotal. Yeah. Alright, that seems like a good option for me. Slightly better than Mystic Confluence, I think. If I play Confluence, I could block here, bounce those. That doesn't sound too amazing, honestly. Alright, good. I have no idea why my opponent give me the black mana and the Necrotal. That makes no sense. I've been making some very questionable and maybe awful play this game, but my opponent was not doing very good play either. So they have two unknown cards in hand, which I hope are not too threatening. Well, this has been a very weird match and some very weird games. I don't understand why you would play a white-green Weenie deck with ramp but cheap creature. It just feels like two very different archetypes in the same deck. Because you can stick some reanimation in a control deck, but why on earth would you try to mix white Weenie and ramp? Yeah, I have no idea what my opponent is trying to do. And I'm not so sure about what I am trying to do, so there is that too, I guess. So if my opponent chooses to attack Liliana with everything, they lose a bunch of creatures and kill. I mean my Jace, but I can. Yeah, it's fine. All right, sure. I can just block here and there, and yeah, that's fine. They can sacrifice the Elder, obviously, but you know, Jace already has done quite a good job, and removing cards from my opponent board seems like a good option for me. Sure. And hopefully with what I have in hand, I'll be able to do things. We'll see, we'll see. I could also have saved Jace by chump blocking here with the Necratal and then using Servitude to reanimate it. I guess that could have been another good play potentially. Yeah, that's weird. Like, why would you play Weenie White Ramp? I don't understand what my opponent deck is trying to do or accomplish. It seems extremely weird to me. I think for now I will just pass the turn. Like, the board is fine with me. And I have a counter spell, some bounce spells. Yeah, things are looking fine. I can draw a bunch, I can eat the charm. and attack with just a Fiend Hunter. Well, I'll block there. What a weird game. I think I could have ended up the game much earlier by playing better. Maybe not much better, much earlier, but definitely earlier on. I need to counter that, otherwise I will lose. And I will just draw one card, I think. Don't really want to bounce anything. Yup. Alright. Seems like a good trade for me. And hopefully I can just... Well, I already used Reanimate. But hopefully I can get my... my removals and I mean my reanimation target and start to do thing and maybe kill my opponent with the Leviathan. Alright, I got Entomb. That's great. That was a very solid top deck. So I think now what I will do is just get the big dump Stormtide Leviathan into the graveyard, reanimate it, and hopefully it does leave and I can kill with it. It's gonna be a very fast clock, so unless my opponent does have a way to remove enchantment from the battlefield, which they might have because green-white tend to have such effect, but other than that, this should win the game. I did not attack first because my opponent could have simply blocked here and there and it did not make much sense to do so. Alright, apparently no removal for Diabolic Servitude. Good. I can definitely appreciate that. Yeah, that's killing my opponent very fast. And now I do have Rakdos Return as an out to just burn them away. No, never mind, I removed that from the game, so I cannot do that. But still, this looks like a very good spot for me to be in. And I will just suspend that, but I think this will win the game. And this is much better than, I mean, this is better than an Ashen Rider would have been. I mean, Rider does fly, but it kills slowly and more slowly. And if my opponent plays any ground creature, I don't care about it. Like, they can play an Avenger of Zendikar, they will not kill me. So they just straight up need a way to deal with that. Other than that, they will lose. Alright, that might be a Crater Hoof Behemoth. Well, that's why it was great to have this and not something else, because that would have killed me. So the sideboard option came through. That's great. I will FOF. I guess my opponent is dead there, but I might as well FOF. I guess I'll take the lens. Don't think it matters, but alright, that's gonna be game. Alright, so that was weird. My opponent did not play very well, but I did not play well at all. I made some very questionable play with my reanimate and careful study. That was, yeah, my early game was pretty bad, but sideboard option came through basically, which was sweet. But those were some weird games. I don't think I've played such a weird, you know, even match 1 and match 2 both were pretty weird. It was interesting. I mean, my deck is pretty special. Either way, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, again, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. It's really appreciated. And I guess I see you guys in the final, because despite having a very weird deck and having playing not so well, we did it, and we'll get for the third round.